Indecision is a slow leak that drains your best years in quiet drips. I have watched men study, plan, and prepare while their chances walk past in daylight. Here is my warning. You are often one decision from momentum, and the clock is not your friend. Give me a few minutes, and I will hand you a drill that turns choice into motion. This is not about perfect timing. It is about leadership over your own mind. Decide quickly and refine slowly. That is the habit that separates progress from drift. You will learn my 30-second decision drill, the 3 master decisions, and how to act without guarantees. 3 proofs before noon, or we haven't done our work. If you are ready to retire hesitation from your payroll, we begin now. How many chances did you watch pass because you needed a little more time? Be honest. How much of your plan is stuck in thinking about it while the calendar moves? I learned that the power of the mind pays whoever gives the clearest order. Indecision gives none. It hires delay, fear, and polite failure to run your day. Decide, and your subconscious mind starts recruiting methods immediately. I ask myself one fast audit. Which result is frozen because I refuse to choose? If I cannot name it in one sentence, I do not have a decision, only a wish. So I write the line with a deadline and the price I'll pay in service. That single stroke turns fog into a road and excuses into noise. Energy follows clarity. Motion follows the first small step. Here is the uncomfortable truth. You are often one choice from momentum. Not a perfect choice, honest one, delivered now and proven by noon. Pick the client, the offer, the exam, the call. Put it on the clock. Your mind respects the man who gives it work and a window to finish. Keep reading. I will show you what I truly meant by decision and how to use it today. Decision is a mental act married to immediate motion. Until the first step is taken, you have only preference, not power. The power of the mind waits for a command it can obey now, not later. So I write the outcome, the deadline, and the first proof due before noon. The moment ink touches paper, energy rises because direction exists. Indecision is emotion pretending to be analysis. It feels busy, collects opinions, and leaves the ledger empty. Your subconscious mind cannot aim at maybe. It needs a target with a time. That is why I say the successful decide quickly and change slowly. The unsuccessful decide slowly and change quickly, drifting between borrowed aims. Here is my frame in one line. Decision equals choice plus charge plus chop. Choice names the goal. Charge is the reason that fuels it. Chop is the first cut. I never trust a decision without a chop attached to a clock. Once the chop is made, feedback arrives, and refinement becomes rational. That is how a decision stops being a feeling and becomes a force. Indecision leaks hope first. You stop picturing a clear outcome and start picturing collateral, what you might lose, who might laugh. The power of the mind cannot run 2 scripts. It chooses the loudest one. Hope thins, so you reduce the goal to something that won't judge you. Your subconscious mind, now underfed, returns fewer ideas because you ask for fewer. Quietly, the future downsizes to match your hesitation. Next, self-confidence erodes. You witness yourself delaying and conclude you are the kind of man who delays. Opportunities notice. They prefer doors that answer quickly. Time drains through small tomorrows, and respect for self follows it down the gutter. Your energy drops because unmade choices keep every circuit half-lit. Fatigue becomes your new evidence that now is not a good time. Finally, the bill arrives. Missed chances, stale skills, and an identity that doubts its own orders. This is the Gotira I warn about, 6 steady drips. Hope, confidence, opportunity, time, self-respect, energy. Each drop sounds small. Together they rot the beam that should carry your life. The fix is not louder motivation. It is a single decision with a timestamp. Name one choice, post one proof before noon, and watch the leaks begin to seal. Andrew Carnegie placed a challenge on the table and watched the clock in his mind. Would I devote years to studying the laws of success with no salary, only a mission? I felt the power of the mind pull 2 ways, comfort to the left, calling to the right. My subconscious mind needed a command, not a committee. I said yes before the minute expired, and the world rearranged accordingly. That yes was not romance. It was a blueprint with heat. I wrote the aim, the deadline, and the first proof due by noon the next day. Letters, meetings, pages, small chops that turned a vow into motion. Each act taught my nerves to trust my orders, and my orders to deserve trust. Direction produced energy. Energy produced allies. Allies produced doors. If I had hesitated 30 seconds more, drift might have rented my future. Decisions create gravity. People and opportunities orbit what is definite. Indecision scatters gravity. Everything floats away while you think. I learned to decide fast and refine slowly, never the reverse. That habit became the spine of the philosophy you are learning now. A mind without a target wanders. A mind with a target hunts. When I decide, the brain's filtering system begins flagging cues that match the aim. You call it focus. I call it orders being obeyed. Energy rises because ambiguity falls. There is less to argue with. That is why I say decision creates energy. Indecision is noise dressed as wisdom. It floods awareness with equal options until all feel equally dull. The power of the mind cannot allocate strength without a direction and a deadline. Give your subconscious mind a single picture and a clock, and you'll notice patterns appear. They were always there. Your aim makes them visible. Here is my simple drill. Write one outcome, one date, and the first proof due before noon. List 3 signals you will watch for today. Names to contact, places to look, words to listen for. Remove one distraction that does not serve the aim and replace it with one cue that does. By night, log what appeared. Tomorrow, decide again and tighten the lens. You start and never finish. Half-built bridges decorate your calendar. The power of the mind grows bored with your false starts and stops recruiting help. You research until the sun sets and call it diligence. It is delay in a tuxedo. Your subconscious mind hears "not yet" so often that now begins to sound unsafe. Perfection becomes your bodyguard and your jailer. You wait for the perfect moment that never arrives. Fear of judgment whispers, "What will they say?" And you let strangers own your timing. Analysis multiplies options until courage divides to zero. You move the easy tasks forward and push the real task to tomorrow. Tomorrow learns the routine and keeps showing up empty-handed. Here is the truth I had to swallow. Indecision is a habit with receipts. It bills you in shrinking goals, stale skills, and a name you hesitate to trust. The fix isn't inspiration. It's one decision on paper with a clock attached. Write the outcome, circle the date, and post one proof before noon today. Once motion starts, confidence returns to its post, and opportunity remembers your address. First, what do you truly want? Not a list, one outcome you will be measured by. Write it in a single line with numbers and a date so the power of the mind can aim. Vague wants higher vague days. Precise wants higher precise effort. Your subconscious mind needs a picture it can recognize in the wild. Choose the mountain and stop auditioning hills. Second, what will you pay in exchange? Results are rented with service, study, and sweat. List the price in daily currency, calls, pages, reps, lessons, delivered before noon. If the price feels high, reduce scope, not standards. Shorten the window, not the vow. The mind respects bills it can see and pay on schedule. This is how belief grows teeth and motion grows tracks. Third, when will you begin? The answer is now, proved by the first cut today. I choose one chop that cannot be postponed and attach it to the clock. That single act turns decision from emotion into evidence. By night, I log what moved and set the next chop in ink. Repeat this sequence for 30 days and let the world adjust to your new name. Set a timer for 30 seconds. Choose one area where you are frozen: income, study, health, or a relationship. Write one line that names the decision you've delayed with numbers and a date. Circle it once. Breathe slow. Say aloud, "I decide." When the timer starts, do not negotiate with feelings, choose. When it ends, the choice is made. Now attach the first proof due before noon. Here is my script exactly as I use it. Outcome: I will earn X by Y date by serving Z market with Q offer. Price: 3 daily chops. Outreach, creation, measurement. Posted by 12. Start today. First chop begins at time. Review tonight at time. Log wins in numbers and schedule tomorrow's first cut. If the mind panics, narrow the scope, not the promise. Pick a smaller first chop, not a later start. Shorten the window, not the will. Your subconscious mind learns from completed acts, not heroic intentions. 30 seconds births the decision. The next 30 minutes make it real. Do this once each morning for a week, and momentum will start arriving on time. Certainty is a luxury. Decision is a tool. I never waited for full proof to move. The power of the mind needs a direction, not a guarantee, to begin its work. So I choose the smallest, irreducible step that proves intent before noon. One call, one draft, one pitch, finished, not flawless. Confidence does not precede action. It follows it like a shadow. I treat uncertainty like fog. I drive with low beams and steady speed. Break the aim into chops that return fast feedback you can use today. Adjust while moving, message, channel, cadence, never the mission. Your subconscious mind learns that motion is safe because the steps are small. Momentum appears not from brilliance, but from scheduled, correctable attempts. Here is my map for risky days. Decide the outcome. List 3 controllables. Pick one test you can finish in 30 minutes. Run it, measure it, and log the numbers where your eyes must see them. If the result is thin, change the method. If promising, repeat at a higher dose. Act first, refine second, believe third, and watch certainty grow out of evidence. Each decision is a vote for the man you intend to be. When I choose and act, the power of the mind updates my self-portrait. Your subconscious mind reads the proof and says, "This is who we are now." Repeat the vote daily and identity hardens. Habits follow its lead. Soon you act in character because character has been chosen. I never asked, "Who am I?" I asked, "Who will I be at noon?" Then I posted 3 chops that matched that answer. Call, creation, measurement. Identity is not discovered. It is drafted, signed, and notarized by behavior. If yesterday's name was timid, today's votes can retire it. The ledger accepts new truth the moment you pay in action. Here is the template I use. Name the identity. I'm a man who ships value daily. Name the evidence. 3 proofs before noon tied to service. Name the boundary. No debates until the chops are done. Keep this for 30 days and watch your life start echoing the name you chose. You are one decision away from momentum. Write the outcome in a single line, set the date, and post 1 proof before noon. Let evidence, not feelings, vote on your future. The power of the mind respects orders it can obey today, not someday. Your subconscious mind will return methods the moment you give it a mission. Sign the 3 master decisions. What you want, what you will pay when you begin. Begin now. Chop once. Measure. Adjust while moving. Never renegotiate the aim on a hard day. Repeat tomorrow and let identity harden around the man who decides. Opportunities orbit decisiveness. Open the door when they knock. If this tightened your aim, stay with me. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and keep your 30-second drill where your eyes can't miss it. Next episode, we unlock the engine that sustains the streak, self-confidence. Decide now and meet me in the next chapter.